Hello and welcome back to another episode with me, Miss Envy. That's right, it's yet again that time.
J-Rod is an alien who allegedly worked at Area 51 over a period of years, and it was J-Rod's mission or duty to help reverse engineer technology that was apparently from the 1953 Kingman UFO crash. J-Rod was one of the crash survivors and worked directly with our own government.
Captain Bill Uhouse, a former Navy pilot who later worked for the U.S. Air Force performing experimental testing on aircraft, was assigned to Area 51 in the mid-1960s. And he claims that he not only studied the craft that allegedly crashed in Kingman, Arizona, but also had direct contact with J-Rod.
We had a long period of introduction into an alien. And I called him J-Rod. That's the name that the linguist gave him. And he would talk, but he'd sound just like, if you spoke, he'd sound like you. He's like one of the parrot, but he'd try and answer your question. Basically, it was only engineering advice or science advice.
There's also another whistleblower by the name of Dan Burish. And Dan Burish said that he was hired as a microbiologist to basically care for J-Rod, ensuring that he remained healthy. And this went on for years and years.
According to Dan Burish and Bill Uhouse, J-Rod was housed in a special underground chamber at Area 51.
The part that sticks out the most to me there is where the alien talks to him telepathically but in his own voice. Makes you think how many of your thoughts are yours and not someone else's.
Drones above New Jersey, UFOs, UAPs f***ing everywhere. It's hard to even talk about this because so much new shit is just constantly coming out about this every single day. I can't even keep up. But here's a recap of everything we know and what's happened so far. UFOs, or some sort of flying drones, were first spotted in the skies of New Jersey, reported as early as November 18th and have just been ramping up since then. Countless reports of the most bizarre looking flying drones are now popping up not only across the US, but all over the world, in places like Brazil or the Philippines. At first, the FBI holds a hearing telling Homeland Security that they genuinely don't know what any of these drones are, and everyone's looking pretty concerned. The Pentagon releases a statement saying they're neither US technology nor do they belong to a foreign entity, which made many believe they just admitted these drones aren't human, although I'm not sure that's what they meant. Biden, as usual, said a whole bunch of nothing about it.
There's a lot of drones authorized up there. I think one started and they all got everybody wanted to get in the deal. But we're following.
Cool, bro. Then Trump comes out to make a statement saying that something strange is definitely going on, but that apparently the government knows exactly what they are, but are for some reason not telling us, and that he's also not allowed to talk about it. Then the Department of Defense, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Federal Aviation Administration released a joint statement saying that there's nothing suspicious about these drones at all, and that they're just a combination of commercial, hobbyist, and law enforcement drones, as well as manned fixed-winged aircrafts, helicopters, and stars. Their official statement. Trust me, I'm thinking the same thing you are. Basically implying nothing to see here, carry on with your lives, which is almost more sus than just telling us it's a f***ing alien invasion, which it might not be. The FAA goes on to ban all drone flying across parts of New Jersey until mid-January, warning that they'll use deadly force to anyone who does. But overall, there does seem something, I don't know, manufactured about this whole sequence of events, in my opinion, with many attributing what's happening now to a certain Project Clean. I can't even say the word or I'm gonna get. Others are saying there's special drones scanning the area for radiation, potentially sent to track down missing nuclear materials that they've misplaced. So we're just casually losing nukes across the country now. Just a rumor. Or that it's a highly classified military drill being conducted by the US Space Force that's on a very strict need-to-know basis. UFO specialist Stephen Greer insists the government is behind it all, and these drones aren't alien but are in fact just a massive psyop. But then others that the drones are just a distraction from the real concern up there. Plasma plasmoids, the orbs found among them in our skies that are not human in nature. And there are some pretty wild theories about this one. Another congressman insists they are in fact Iranian drones being deployed by a mothership that they sent along the East Coast. China just said, hold my beer, and put on their own alien invasion drone show for fun. Elon Musk tweeted or X'd that Grok, his generative AI chatbot, can tell us exactly what these drones are without telling us what they are at all. Trump posted this pic implying they're food delivery drones, but probably just trolling. And Joe Rogan reposted new footage of more UAPs that allegedly blast off into outer space. That's mostly everything I've heard so far, I think. Basically, we have no idea what the f is going on, and everyone has a different reason. Honestly, so much is coming out about this every day, so let me know what I missed, and maybe I'll have to make a follow-up for it.
The government and the powers that be better start speaking up, because folks, general folks, in the populace, are starting to react. There's a story about an oldish guy, late 60s, or I hope he's not watching this, he might be offended, had enough, saw one in his yard flying over his house, took a few shots at it, got arrested. But this is the point society has gotten to. This has been going on for so long with no explanations and 1,000 other maybe explanations that folks are now taking matters into their own hands and shooting these things out of the sky. Oh, which, by the way, it was just a general drone. I think they were doing drop-offs. But still, mongering fear. Is that even a term? Yeah.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. We are summoning the demon. We are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's, yeah, you sure you can control the demon? Didn't work out.
And a warning from Tesla Motors CEO Elon Musk. It has nothing to do with cars. Instead, Musk warns about artificial intelligence, which he has called more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Musk spoke at a symposium at MIT.
It all actually applies to a humanoid robot. It's the same techniques. It's just a robot with arms and legs instead of a robot with wheels. You stitch up the hole and then you just have a little scar, and that's it.
So the comment I made on this video in TikTok was, we don't need priests anymore to extract the demons. We need another program, or an IT programmer to reprogram. How much bread can I get in my mouth and in my hands? Those guys are so shifty.
I think that CERN is trying to, I think it goes back to what Crowley was doing in the 20s and 30s as well. They were trying to open vortexes through rituals and ceremonies to allow very low vibrational beings in through these to run amok and do what they want to do. Is what I feel they're trying to do, because they're using like ancient religion as well. They have a statue of Shiva right in the front of CERN, which sort of doesn't make any sense anyway. But if they do this correctly, they could tear a hole in space-time and allow these beings or these entities that have been locked away for a very long time to come back here and make hell on earth. If the great work of ages, which is where it began, when this whole thing began, when Atlantis fell 13,000 years ago, they wanted to create a new order. So it's taken 15,000 years. They had this block of time to get a perfectly organized, ordered, like global Nazi state. And the capstone floating above the top of the pyramid is letting you know that it's still in progress. And when the capstone is placed on the top, then that means they have completed the great work, which is the aim to have what I just said, global state.
So when I first started out my YouTube channel back in the mid-COVID days, It was my very first attempt at starting a channel. I wasn't very good, and I didn't have all these nice apps that are available today. One of the episodes I was most proud of was one that basically was titled The Hadron Collider. Is it not just a giant Ouija board? Let's face it, they've got a lot of weird crap going on there. What are they actually doing? And then this video pops up.
Got kicked out of a gender reveal party. Everybody's clapping, it's a boy! And I just happen to say, let's give it 10 years and see if it sticks. Grandma clutches her pearl. I'm leaving! The receipt's in the bag! I got them a Pride onesie from Target.
Are you shocked that they threw you out? They had every right to throw you out, toss you to the curb. Now respectfully, I check with a few people before I put this out. If y'all know me, y'all know I'm all inclusive. I support every group out there. You are who you are, and I will always respect you for who you are. However, there's always a time and a place for everything. This just ain't that time, this just ain't that place. Especially on someone's unborn child. Whatever you practice, whatever you believe in, you can't push that on someone else. You have to let them make that decision themselves. I believe in God. If someone don't, I can't push that on them. You have to let people walk their own path. Now, with respect to the community in which you represent, there is no issue with that. As long as you living, you loving, and you being positive, it's all good with me. But it's when you start to do stuff like this, and this goes for anybody, in or out of a community. It's straight up disrespectful to put your 2 cents into what people ain't even ask you. If this is what you want for your childbirth, all good, so be it. But respect others. Everything is about respect at the end of the day. Respectfully, of course. No.
And to add, leave the children alone, you muggles.
The Simpsons secret society that runs everything. It all started when Homer followed Mr. Burns to a weird meeting one night. He found a room full of powerful people wearing dark robes. They sat around a big round table with a glowing map of the world in the middle. The secret group made big decisions about when to make gas prices go up or down, which countries should fight each other, how to control the weather, what new phones people should buy, even what flavors of ice cream would be popular. Homer discovered their strange plans. They wanted to make winter colder, summer would be super hot. They controlled what shows were on TV. They decided which sports teams would win. They even chose what foods would be trendy. Homer could not keep the secret when they tried to ban donuts. He told that they met in different secret places. They had special handshakes. Their robes had comfy pockets for snacks. They controlled everything using a magic remote. The group got really mad and nobody believed him because it sounded too crazy. Is this actually real and some secret group is doing everything in this world? What do you think of this?
Don't send your kids to school anymore. Just put them in front of the TV and make them watch The Simpsons. They've been telling the truth in the future for decades. Crazy.
He kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah, he has all these celebrities in his pocket. Everyone wants to be him. Be on his channel.
Did you see? I don't know by the time this comes out, but he apparently rented out the pyramids of Egypt.
What are you talking about?
For 100 hours.
Yeah.
I thought that wasn't legal.
I didn't know either. Apparently, he'll have full access to the pyramids for 100 hours. Just him and his crew. And so they can explore any part of the pyramid they want.
What are you touching?
That's scary.
Could you imagine?
How do you rent out the pyramid?
Also, this is the beginning of a horror movie.
This is what's going to happen. Mr. Beast is literally going to go to a cavern deep down into the pyramid.
And be possessed.
And then that's like where this ancient relic of the Watchers is.
Ancient knowledge. He's going to come back with all this ancient knowledge.
Mr. Beast. I understand the knowledge of the algorithms. Who wants to win a Tesla?
Oh, that's scary.
It is.
Would you do that? If you had free reign, would you go?
Definitely.
Gotta go.
Yeah, I think I'd be careful if I was Mr. Beast. Because I've heard that some of those sarcophagi, once they're opened, they release a gas or bacteria from way back then. Mr. Beast ain't gonna be Mr. Beast for long. He's gonna be a Mr. Unalived very soon.
Do you want jam? Oliver.
Normalize you not touching my charger.
Stop! They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating...
Dude, why do you have your Odyssey out? Oh! Oh!
Mikey's a bitch. So it's completely different. The way you make.
What did you do while I was gone today?
Don't eat my plants. Don't eat my plants.
1, 2, 3.
No. You get out.
He pulled himself to the edge of the bed and peeked over the side like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Stop, Jerry. That is so rude. Oh my god.
Hi, I had an appointment.
Oh, sorry. She's new.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just love cats. I think you've already deduced that from me. Alright guys, that was it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've made it through to the end of the video, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I hope that you can like and subscribe and share it with others. Until next time, hopefully soon, I shall catch you on the flip side. Much love. Bye.